Hi everyone, I'm Elnaz and welcome to my website. I'm going to talk to you about my homeland Iran, this rich and full of treasure country. This presentation inclusive generally introducing history of Iran, clothing, traditional music and instruments, Iranian foods, literature, art, science, Iranian nature, and finally facts about Iran. Iran, the place that I was born, is the beautiful heaven that was the place of honorific kings such as Cyrus. Lord Cyrus, who believed specific value to all the humans, was Iranian. That unbeatable Iranian king whose charter of human rights were carved at entrance of United Nations. Yes, I'm Iranian and one of the definite descendants of great Cyrus. Today, I want to introduce to you my heavenly country Iran. Let's start. As we can see in this land card, Iran is located between some neighbor countries, and let us know about the neighbors. Iran has almost 9 neighbors, I think. They are Pakistan, Afghanistan, Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkey, Iraq, and also we have Kurdistan of Iraq. It's the separated part from Iraq, but we have no Kurdistan in the land card. And also Kuwait, and from the south we have United Arab Emirates as the neighbors of the country Iran. As the brief of Iran, I can say the population of Iran is about 78 million. Territory is 1.6 million square kilometer. Year of independence 550 BC, means before Christian. Population density is 41.5. Variety of races: Persian 61%, Azeri 16%, Kurd 10%, Lor 6%, Baluch 2%, Arab 2%, Turkmen and Turkic tribe 2%, and other just 1%. The capital of Iran is obviously Tehran. Money unit is Iran's rial. Head of state Ali Khamenei, supreme leader. Language: the official language is Persian or Farsi. Head of government is Hassan Rouhani as the president. And religions: about the religions of Iran, I have to say Iranian people are 12 Shia Muslim, 90%, Sunni Muslim 9%, and non-Muslim less than 1%. History of Iran. Iranian and oldest sovereign state country civilization, 3200 BC. First Persian Empire formed by Cyrus the Great in 559 BC. Same very ancient inventions are 6000 BC the modern brick, almost about 5000 BC invention of wine, 1700 BC the windmill, 1400 BC the game of backgammon, 576 BC to 529 BC Cyrus slandered the first universal of human rights. A big achievement. 521 BC the game of polo. 521 BC again the first career post, also called the Royal Road, جاده ابریشم. 400 BC, ancient refrigerators and ice cream. During the lifetime, Persian conquered and destroyed by Alexander. Even after all this conquest, the very essence of today's Iranian culture is still rooted in the first Persian Empire at 2,500 years ago. Over 2,500 years of Persian monarchy system ended up by the 1979 revolution, which replaced the title of country from Kingdom of Iran to the Islamic Republic of Iran. Here we can see the different shapes and looks of flags of Iran during by time. The first design you can see with a blue color. The second design was designed by Ghaznavi dynasty. The third designed by Safavi dynasty. 4 is Afshari designed. 5 is designed by Zand dynasty. 6 Qajar dynasty. And then Pahlavi dynasty, and now we have the fourth flag of Islamic Republic of Iran in the 7th state. Okay, let us about the clothing style in Iran speakings. The clothing style is totally depending on rational and religious background. Actually, there are different ways of dressing up, and you can see in the pictures that I have brought for you, and even there is some women that they desire or prefer to wear chador, or maybe they wanted to go out without chador but with hijab. And also about the men, I have to say men also they wear tie, or they can't wear it. Officially, normally they can't wear tie in the official circumstances, or maybe in the governmental situation. By the way, for the party or for the any other dates with family or friends, they absolutely wear tie. And it's, by the way, I'm insisting, and I say again, it's totally depends on rational and religious background of the people. About the traditional music and instruments, I have to say there are a variety of musical instruments that originated or have been influenced by Iranian. I have some of these in the below. Here we have tombak, kamanche, barbad or lute, ney, chang or harp, setar, santur, daf, tanbur, tar, and dutar. Honestly, there is a bunch of variety of musical instruments in Iran. And here, as a musical break, I brought for you a wonderful clips from the Rasta group that I hope you enjoy it. And also about the Iranian foods, I have to say Iranian culinary style is unique to Iran, although has historically both influenced by Iran's neighboring regions also. And here you can see some of the delicious food of Iran, and it's tajin, soup, and it's shirin polo, and in the blue we have ashareshte, dizi, so delicious, and the last one is zulbiya bamiye. I know it's a little bit hard to pronounce. The pronunciation of zulbiya bamiye, it's so hard. By the way, zulbiya bamiye. Honestly, I have to say all of this delicious food make us hungry, isn't it? And about the fruits and ice cream, I can't forget that to say many foods famously associated with the Middle East have a very unique taste and style in Iran, such as kebab or kebab. And also ice cream in Iran dates back to 400 BC, as I said in the previous slide. And two traditional and delicious cold desserts are saffron ice cream and falude. Literature. Actually, we have lots of good and brilliant matters to talk about literature of Iran. Persian literature is one of the world's oldest and richest kind of literatures. It spans 2.5 millennia, but most of this pre-Islamic material unfortunately has been lost. Rumi, 1207 to 1273. Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet and Sufi mystic. The translation of his poem into the English language became the bestseller book in the US in 1997. In English literature, the Oxford Book of Quotation contains 188 excerpts from the Rubaiyat Khayyam. This is virtually 2/3 of the total work of this Persian poet. The encounter of Goethe with Hafez's poem became so inspiring to him that he produced his own Western Divan. Ralph Waldo Emerson was another admirer of Hafez. He also read Sa'di's work. Even though he read them only in translation, he compared Sa'di's writing to the Bible in terms of its wisdom and the beauty of this narrative. A German philosopher, Nietzsche, referred the ancient Persian prophet Zoroaster as the prophet of his philosophy. He has well admired post-Islamic poets Sa'di and Hafez. You can understand now why I had spoken that we have lots of brilliant things to speak about the Iranian literature. So that's why I'm proud of Iranian literature, art, and story. Here I bring for you a part of Hafez's poem. ساقی به نور باده برافروز جام ما، مطرب بگو بگو که کار جهان شد به کام ما. ما در پیاله عکس رخ یار دیده ایم، ای بی خبر ز لذت شرب مدام ما. هرگز نمیرد آن که دلش زنده شد به عشق. ثبت است بر جریده عالم دوام ما. Saqi, Marshal, with the light of divine love, kindled the cup of the hearts of ours. Minister Marshal speaks, saying the world's work had gone greatly to the desire of us. In the cup of the heart we have beheld the reflection of the face of the beloved. O thou, void of knowledge of the joy of the perpetual wine drinking of ours. He whose heart has been revived by love will never die. Our eternity has been written in the record of the world. And about the art. Persian culture is famous for luxurious rugs and lush garden. In fact, the English word paradise comes from a Persian word meaning enclosed garden. Yes. Iranian art encompasses many disciplines including architecture, painting, weaving, poetry, calligraphy, metalworking, and stone masonry. Science. Persian was a cradle of science in earlier times and has contributed to the current understanding of natural medicine, mathematics, and philosophy. In 1000 AD, Biruni wrote an astronomical encyclopedia and discussed the possibility that the Earth might rotate around the Sun. The rare form of ethanol principal psychoactive constituent in alcoholic beverage was discovered by Persian scientist Razi. And also he discovered sulfur acid by H2SO4 formula. Khayyam, another Persian scientist, poet, and astronomer, has lots of discoveries in mathematics. What is now famous for Pascal triangle was discovered by him 6 centuries before Pascal. Iran is one of the few countries that have all 4 distinguished seasons. However, at any time of the year as well, you can find the temperature and type of the weather you like in some parts of the country. The world's hottest place with a recorded temperature of 70.7 centigrade degree is the desert of Gandum Biryani in Dashte Lut. So fantastic. And here in the some following slides, I just prepared for you some picture of the wonderful place in Iran, and I want to just see you without any words, because just the picture has a million words and meaning for you. So watch and enjoy it.
ایران فدای اشک و خنده تو، دل پر و تپنده تو، فدای حسرت و امید رهایی رمنده تو، رهایی رمنده تو. ایران اگر دل تو را شکستند، تو را به بند کینه بستند، چه عاشقان بی‌نشانی که پای درد تو نشستند، که پای درد تو نشستند. ایران به خاک خسته تو سوگند، به بغض خفته دماوند، که شوق زنده ماندن من به شادی تو خورده پیوند، به شادی تو خورده پیوند. ایران اگر دل تو را شکستند، تو را به بند کینه بستند، چه عاشقان بی‌نشانی که پای درد تو نشستند، که پای درد تو نشستند.
At the last, unlike the common ideas about Middle Eastern, Iranians are not a male chauvinist nation. Even with all limitations caused by law, women in Iran take important roles in society and education. Iran has highest female to male ratio at primary education in the world. In the universities of enrollments belong to females. In industry, Iran has 5th highest percentage of female employment in the world. And the only Iranian Nobel winner is a woman. She is Leila Hatami, and all of the Iranian women proud of her. Leila Hatami. Iranian New Year Nowruz is at 20 or 21 of March at spring equinox, means the New Year day and nights are about equal length. The New Year time in Iran calendar is calculated mathematically with high accuracy, and it's different time of the day each year. Iranian calendar is a solar calendar, and each of the 12 months are the period that the sun stays a zodiac sign. And let us a little bit more known about Nowruz. Nowruz is the most important celebration in Iran. People get ready for the new year by preparing 7 symbolic stuff on the table and gather around and wait for New Year. At last but not least, my country is full of hospitable people who love tourists to come and visit their beautiful haven Iran. So, I hope this presentation helps you to know more, even a little bit more about Iran. And thanks for your patience.